Welcome to Watch Symposium. I'm Austin. All right, wristwatch check. The Explorer 2 is off, and I've got the black dialed Hydronaut, which, when I put this on, I just fell in love with it all over again. And it is, I think, so interesting. It's basically a Rolex with a bastard in its belly. It's got a swatch movement. What is it? 24, 26, 24, 28. ETA movement, whatever it is. I'm not up on my ETA movements, but you know, it's got elements of Rolex. It's got elements of a Yachtmaster, case-wise, and then it's got that ETA movement, which is very good. This is a very accurate watch, more accurate than my Explorer 2. So I have to get this watch serviced at some point, and you know, I've never had it serviced. I don't know how water resistant it is, so I wouldn't take this in water, and I haven't taken it in water. I could always have it pressure checked, but it really, maybe it needs a service. I don't know. Anyway, I like it so much. I'm kind of keen on getting it a service. Yeah, what a cool watch. It's a really polarizing watch, and a lot of my viewers hate it. But after missing it for a month, it's awesome to have it on my wrist. And it's awesome to not have a Rolex on. You know, sometimes it's nice just to get away and have more of a no-name brand. I mean, I know among us, Tudor is not a no-name brand, but you know, it's not a household name, and among regular people, this looks probably like a $200 Seiko or something like that. So, all right, so what I want to talk about today is a comment in one of my videos. It was my very controversial, link in the description if you haven't seen it, Squale Steinhardt bashing video. That was one of my first videos. Check out the dislikes on that video. It's off the hook. And every couple days I get comments on that video, and most of the time I don't see them because I've disabled the notifications, because it just takes up too many minutes of my day responding to people that are upset about what I said about those watches. And have my feelings changed? Maybe, but that's not what this video is about. I just want to focus on one comment on that video, which was, would you even, sorry, it was more, I have a feeling it was more like this. Would you even like Rolex if it wasn't a status symbol? And I thought that's an interesting question. Would I? Now, I've always thought that when it comes to the status symbol aspect of a Rolex, it's not the main drive in my interest towards the brand, but it's a factor. I always considered it a bonus. You know, you might like it for this reason, that reason, but the fact that it's a status symbol, it's a bonus. It's just an extra positive aspect of owning a Rolex. Well, I was thinking more about it, and really, could you separate its status symbol aspect from it? All right, I mean, is the fact that it's a status symbol so tied to the identity of a Rolex? Could you really separate the two? And I don't think you can. I mean, I think it's kind of like saying, would you like a Rolex if they didn't tell the time? Well, maybe that's a little over the top. Okay, would you like a Rolex if they weren't so accurate? The answer would probably be no. I wouldn't like them as much. But the fact is, they are status symbols, they do tell the time, and they are accurate. And they are what they are, and a Rolex is what it is because they embody all of these aspects. And if you take away one, you affect the other. Why is it a status symbol? Well, for many different reasons. First of all, the quality. They're very expensive, so there's an exclusivity there. Among watch people, they have a great reputation, and they have a great reputation among non-watch people. They're a household name. You guys remember that really cute Japanese girl that I asked, #1 watch for men? What did she say? She said Rolex. Is that because she knows Rolex is the best, or that, you know, Rolexes are quality, or that any man worth his salt should have a Rolex? No, she just knows Rolex. Everybody knows Rolex. I ask any of these people behind me and they're going to say Rolex. It's a household name, and that adds to the status of it. You take into account the history of the brand, the firsts of the brand, the technology that the brand has developed, their place in horology. All of these are connected to the price and the status and what it means to have a Rolex. And if you take away one, you affect all of those other factors. It's sort of a web, and it's all connected. And if I all of a sudden say, well, okay, imagine a Rolex is not $5,000, imagine it's $200. Well, that affects the exclusivity. It affects the status aspect of the watch. If I say, well, you know, what if they didn't have this history? Would you like them as much? Well, it's sort of beside the point. It would be a different watch. You couldn't charge as much. People wouldn't go crazy about them. They wouldn't be household names. They'd be right up there with Steinhardt, maybe. So to say, would you like Rolex if it wasn't X? You can't say it. These are connected aspects, and if you change one thing, you change the identity of the watch. So, would I like Rolex still if it wasn't a status symbol? Probably not, because the whole watch wouldn't be what it is. All right, so it's an interesting question. It's a thought-provoking question, but I think really what he was saying was, are you all about the status, Austin? Is that what it is? And I think the answer is no. I think that's an awesome aspect of a Rolex, and I love, you know, having a cool watch, and it makes me feel good, and that status symbol is connected to it, but that's not the main driving factor. And, you know, if I were in a country that, say, like two-tone or like the gold aesthetic, let's say I was living in Thailand, up north, up in the countryside, would I trade in my Rolex for a two-tone, for a all yellow gold piece? I mean, that would have much more status up north in Thailand. Not for a second. I wouldn't even think about doing that. So, it's not the main reason that drives me. What about you? What leads you to the Rolex brand? For me, it's many different things. But I gotta say, the one aspect that I absolutely love is the story of adventure that comes with a Rolex watch. Well, this isn't a Rolex watch, but Tudor, yeah, it's not the same, is it, right? It's Rolexes that climb Mount Everest. It's Rolexes that have been as deep in the ocean as possible for a mechanical watch. It's Rolexes that helped a couple guys make their way out of the desert. It's Rolex that fill in the blank. So it's really, for me, I think, above all, the identity of the watch as an adventurer's watch. I think that's really what draws me to the brand, and that's why I love steel pieces. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. Take care. Thanks for watching. Again, a double thank you today. See you next time.